Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are with a different kind of video. This is going to be the first official layout update video. I know you guys haven't seen anything on this room in a little while. I talked about it in an update video a while back doing some model projects. I mentioned that I just started working on this garage to convert it to build a model railroad, but I haven't really talked about anything else related to this room, so I figured this would be a good time to go ahead and start making some of these videos and get you guys updated on what I'm actually starting to work on here. So there's a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm building this in a large garage here, my model railroad. As you can see, with the space we have, it's quite a bit. If I start from this end, the opening garage door, this is how much space I have. Quite a bit. So originally, when I started renting this house that I live in now and fixed it up, this garage I was renting to someone else, and he was using it. The garage that this whole room is actually in is a 3-compartment garage. So there's this large garage here. On this side, there's another garage, so you have another carport, basically about the same size as this one, with a few differences, and then there'd be a staircase on this side that goes up, and then there's actually a second story to this garage that's a large attic area above all of this. So it's basically quite a lot of room here. And then there's actually another garage on this side. It's basically a large horse barn that got converted into a garage years ago on this property. So I've of course gotten this garage because the previous owner has moved, and he no longer owns this, so it's gone back to me. So with this golden opportunity I've decided to go ahead and start actually building a model road. Also, the reason being, it's perfect. There's lots of electrical outlets, there's good lighting, and then there's already pre-built workbenches in here that I can start laying trackage on. So to get you guys updated on what I'm kind of trying to do in here, as you guys know, and if any of you remember, on my old channel, Train Mandano 5, I was posting some videos on my very old model railroad that was a yard that I had. That yard was based in a little town of Westbrook, Illinois, which is my fictitious replica of Fostoria, Ohio. In Fostoria, Ohio, there is a yard where they house locomotives and they store cars, and they use that to basically base the local in town to go and switch out various industries in Fostoria. This was a certain area that I had basically been a fan of ever since I started going to Fostoria as a little kid, probably about in 2003 when I actually started rail fanning the area. So I originally built that model road at my old house that I was living at with my parents, and from that point on I always wanted to maybe improve, build a whole new model road based on that yard, based on the area of Fostoria, Ohio, and try to get somewhere. Unfortunately, I've never had the time. I've never been in a place where I could do something like that. Now I have this opportunity with the place that I'm living at now to build something like this. So I'm going back to my roots here, and I'm going to try to build a scale replica of Fostoria, Ohio. Now, there's a lot of work to be done here, but my plan right now, with the existing benchwork that I have in this garage that was built by the previous owner, I'm going to build what would be the C&O yard on this side. The C&O yard is on the south side of town for any of you who are not familiar with Fostoria, Ohio. In Fostoria, Ohio, you have a large rail park called the Iron Triangle. South of the Iron Triangle, on this old C&O line that's now owned by CSX, there's a relatively small rail yard that CSX uses to store cars, and again based the 8795 local, which serves the town, all the various industries, the landfill, grain elevators, all that's actually in town. And so my plan is, since my original first model road was built around having this replica of the yard that's in Fostoria, I'm going to build the yard here on this existing benchwork because it happens to be about the right size. Basically what the real yard has is a 2-track main line that splits off and has a middle siding that runs down the length of the yard. Then over here would be an entrance to the yard that has 2 switches that lead into 3 different switch tracks that go all the way down. Now, if you remember, I was building structures for this project a while back, and I actually have them in here. This is a box. I've actually moved all my structure that I built out here. So that would be in here, the C&O yard office. I made a scale replica of the C&O yard office, if you remember, and I showed that in an update video. That's going to be down here at the entrance of the yard. So it's going to be over here somewhere, and then I'll start building some dimensional modules that go all the way around and then connect to the other side. Now on the other side here, my plan is to build the east end of Fostoria, Ohio, modeling a specific area that I rail fan a lot that I actually like, that has another relatively small yard area, a siding, and then a double track main line that goes east-west. There's a really cool signal bridge in that area, so that's going to be the plan here. I'm going to stop there for now because there's a lot more detail I can go into about the area of Fostoria, Ohio that I could talk about, but we'll save that for another video until I actually can start building stuff to better demonstrate what I'm trying to go after, and then I'll start maybe talking about more of the prototype and you guys will better understand what I'm going for. Right now, the first thing I want to talk about is actually what I'm starting off with. So with the garage, like I said, there's pretty decent lighting in here. There's bench work already built. What I need to do right now is build new bench work on this side. So that leads into actually prepping the walls, which is where I've started off here. As you can see, the walls are pretty bare. They're really ugly old wood. It's pretty heavily rain stained because the roof wasn't properly treated. I recently got the roof redone and it's fixed up. And so now I don't have to worry about water leaks in here. So my first stage here has been going in and I've been painting the walls with industrial white paint. And I got one wall done so far. This little corner of the room here is going to be for all of my railroad equipment. I have an old switch stand, I have some lights. I got my old signal that used to be in my backyard when I lived on the NS line in Macomb, Ohio. And then I actually got a dwarf signal I'm fixing up for the Fostoria Rail Society, but that's a whole separate thing. This signal is mine here though, so I want a little area in the corner that I can store that stuff, and then I'm also going to build a shelf here for my glass insulator collection. I'm going to have it lit that I can store it. But this whole area here in front of the main entrance, I'm going to build an additional module that wraps across the room and connects to this side. That's my plan, and I want to have this all modular section so I can easily break everything down if I need to move. And be able to easily store it. I figured if I build the modules right, I can easily store everything in a small storage module that I can rent. So I was trying to plan on that. In the event that I do move in the near future, I'll be able to transport everything. So far, what I've done in here is I got the walls primed. I got them painted with the first coat. You can see it's actually still drying. So this wall is pretty much prepped and ready to go. Starting at the base here, I've laid in some wood, and this is going to be the base section for building the bench work. I'm building it basically an exact replica of what's on this side that was already existing. So you can see this already has a lot of structure built. So I'm basically copying this style of bench work for this side, and I'm going to basically copy that, and then I'm going to build everything around to go across on both sides. On this wall here, running along what will be the future C&O yard that I'm going to build, I'm going to put in some shelving up top here, and I already bought the lumber for it, but I need to actually build the shelves. My idea here is to have shelves that go out pretty far. I want to put LED light strips underneath so I have some pretty good warm lighting for my whole model railroad down below, because along with, you know, having the operations of the trains, I also want to have this whole model railroad be a good platform for videos and photography. Obviously, with the kind of models I make, I want to be able to display them and have them look right. And it's not going to look right out here if I put in all this nice work and detail into building an accurate replica of this particular area and then not have good lighting where you basically can't see shit. So I want to make sure that I have good lighting out here. So the idea is I'm going to build some shelving. Also, I'm going to be using the shelving for car storage so I can store all of my car boxes out here, have all of that where it is nicely. The other thing I need to worry about will be heating, because in the wintertime it gets pretty cold out here, and then in the summertime it gets pretty hot. So I need to work on getting that worked out. I think I have some ideas, but that'll be another topic I'll save for another video. But for now, it's just a quick update here to show you guys what I'm working on. But basically, this is the start to my model railroad, and I wanted to go ahead and start showing this off with you guys, show you guys step by step what I'm doing in here to get things ready. I'm doing this all by myself here too. I don't have any help, so I'm having to do everything myself, build everything myself. Right now I'm going to get some tools that I can borrow. I have a lot of tools here, but I need to borrow saws because I don't have any saws. So that's going to be the next thing I'm going to work on. Hopefully by this next weekend I can get some saws, and then maybe I'll be able to get a video up once I get the framework done down here and I can actually start building the modules. So that'll probably be what you guys will be looking out for in the next video. These are the tabletops here too, by the way, these guys. This is going to be the modular table sections. It's very thin, light lumber, so if I put some thin thin lumber on this to run. For framework, it should be pretty easy, and these should make for some nice modules. So, you know, not too exciting right now, I know, but it's a good start here, I feel like. And you guys can, of course, be looking out for more of these videos as I go, but this is just the start to my model railroad. You know, for anyone who feels that they're in the same position as me and want to start building a model railroad and don't feel like they have the know-how or the means to build one, and they're maybe a little bit indeterminate to, you guys can watch this video and see that I'm in the exact situation as you are, and maybe I can encourage you guys with this kind of video build series, I guess, and show you that, hey, you know, we all have to start somewhere. You know, this can be kind of daunting to look at a room like this and think of how much work you got to put into something like this. I already have put, you know, hours upon hours of work just prepping this garage so far. You got to start somewhere, and you know, maybe these videos will be encouraging to you guys to get your model railroads done, or even start building your own model railroads. So that's the other kind of idea. I want to not just have this as kind of an entertainment to see you, let you guys be able to see what I'm doing, but also to maybe encourage you and let you guys see that this is how we all have to start, and maybe I'll be able to teach you guys something along the way with these videos. So this is going to be the start to my update videos on my model railroad though, so hopefully the next one will be right behind. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.